Hi, I'm KAPOW, Liz Benny back here, and in this particular video, I want to tell you a lot of things that I'm quitting in life. It's going to be juicy, it's going to be amazing. I'm going to be giving you a life update. There's a lot of juice there as well. And I just really want to be raw, real, and honest with you. I've had the most incredible, amazing time lately serving seven-figure clients, multiple seven-figure clients, high six-figure clients, and a lot of the transformations are just incredible. And I want to kind of let you behind the scenes in that regard as well. So sit back, relax. We're going to have some fun in this particular video / podcast, whatever medium that you are consuming this information in. And just before I start, I just want to say thank you. Thank you to you for being a part of this journey. Thank you for listening. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to serve you. I know there are 50 million thousand things you could be focusing in on right now. There's a lot going on in the world. My sincere desire is that this time that you spend with me serves you in a way that literally shifts and changes your world for the better. That is my goal. That is my intention here. And sit back, relax, and we're going to have a little bit of fun. So before we get into it, I just kind of want to give you a bit of a life update. For many of you, you've been following me for a great many years, like maybe 10 years or so. Yes, the update is I still have my blue glasses on, the blueies, and yes, I am still wearing pearls. We've got to have some consistency in the world, right? But that doesn't mean just because I'm still wearing these that I'm actually the same person. I am far from the same person as I was 10 years ago, which is part of the reason why I'm actually doing this episode right now, because I really want to go deep with you on some big stuff. Because, you know, like life is big, life is amazing, life is incredible, making money is amazing, having a fulfilling life is amazing, and not a lot of people I've found are actually courageous enough to speak the truth. And this particular episode comes from the fact that last week I had the good fortune of serving people, really high net worth, incredible individuals in Queenstown, New Zealand. And I went down there to be a keynote speaker at an event, and it was amazing, incredible. And the feedback that I got was that they witnessed me being so vulnerable, so just all of my truth, that it gave license to them to be the same. And to me, I don't know any other way than to be this way that I'm being with you right now. Like, this is just me. This is me being all of me. And I guess it comes from this just feeling like this, my intention right now is to serve. So it doesn't really matter how, like, I'm not worried about what you think of me is kind of what I'm saying. And when I stood up in front of that audience, my goal there was to genuinely shift and change the trajectory of these people's lives for the better in a way that was relevant for them, if that makes sense. Hopefully it does, because who am I to dictate what is true and right and real for them? So I wanted each person to find something, a pocket of truth for themselves in the message that I was speaking. And that's what I want for you right now. So I'm going to give you a little bit of a life update for those of you that have been following me for a great many years. But kind of me giving this life update right now is normalizing the chaos of life that we go through, especially as entrepreneurs. There's a lot more chaos sometimes, and sometimes it feels like every single day is chaos, or there's chaos in every single day, right? It's interesting how I participate with chaos now, as opposed to how I used to, having done a lot of healing and a lot of understanding about how it is that I personally process information. So this information that I give you right now might sound like I'm like bullet pointing off like big life stuff, and it is big life stuff, and it might feel a little bit like I'm not even emotional about it. Believe you me, there have been times where I've been very I've been in wads of tears, balls of tears over the last couple of 3 months over some big life stuff. So quick update. When I was down in Queenstown last week, I got a phone call from my big brother to say that my dad was going into life-threatening surgery. And I was like, ooh. And that comes after being estranged from him for about 1.5 years, literally not talking with him for 1.5 years. And I put a barrier up in communicating with my father, because it was just a very toxic relationship to my happiness, my spirit, my soul. And, for example, the last time I'd spoken with him before that, he had, I guess, even just told me that I'm not even a real parent, even though I've been a solid parent to my stepchildren for 12-ish years or now, and been financially responsible for them and helping them out and all that sort of good stuff. And anyway, so that just gives you kind of the backstory there. So I heard that information. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm speaking at this event, and I'm being there to serve people, and then I have this incredible situation to compartmentalize and go, oh my gosh, this is so much fun, but oh crap, is my dad dead? That was literally what I was kind of going through at that period of time. So that was that. Had an amazing situation. He came through. That was great. Came through surgery. So that's kind of dad. Mum is going through her health thing. So I kind of realized today that I'm getting to that stage in my life where people around me are, getting to the end of their lives. And even like I've got my notes here. My wee dog Millie, she's 13, and she's been with me. She's been a massive part of my life, and I don't have biological children. I was about to say real children. My stepchildren are real people. But I don't have biological children. I call myself a fake parent sometimes. The kids absolutely despise it when I say that, but because they really do see me as a parent in their life and a solid base for themselves, which is cool. It's amazing. But my dog is getting to 13, and she went to the vet today, and she now has a heart murmur, and she now has cataracts, and it's just one of those things. Like Christy and I, my wife and I, are going through a really cool launch at the moment, and bringing stuff to the world that I've wanted to bring to the world for a great period of time. And there's this thing, and it's like the ability to compartmentalize is ginormous. It's so important as an entrepreneur, because if Millie died in the next couple of weeks, like my gosh, there would be some massive compartmentalization required, believe you me. So I hope that she'll be around for a couple of years, but it's getting to that situation where you have to start kind of thinking like, I don't want my beautiful girl to go through pain, but I also don't want to have to put her down. Like, it's just that horrible, horrible, horrible time. So that's been going on. And then a couple of 3 months ago, Christy, my wife, went through a massive concussion and basically fell in the middle of the night around 2 o'clock in the morning during bowel prep for a colonoscopy. And it was horrible. Like she split her head open and nearly got her temple, and it's been a long journey back to recovery with lots of brain stuff needed, lots of brain health stuff, and it's been long. It's been a big long journey. And for me, the saving grace is I've been loving like serving my clients, and I've been training for my half marathon, and I've had things to focus on for me, and things that so I haven't like thrown all of my life into walking alongside Christy. I have been walking alongside Christy and also walking myself. So that's been big. And then the kids are growing up. One is 20 now, and one is 17, nearly 18. And that's hard for these kids at this age. Both of them are developing so beautifully. I'm really proud of both of them, and both of them have challenges in life that we're helping them through, as you're supposed to do as a parent, and as we get the good fortune of doing as a parent. But I won't lie, and I won't say it's all been rainbows and unicorns. It's been hard. There's some stuff there that I can't talk publicly about right now. It's not my story to say, but dang, it's been hard, and it's been probably with one of the kids in particular, it's been one of the noisiest parts of my life, and noisiest parts of Christy in my life, problem solving and working through things in that regard. And yeah, it's been big. It's been massive. So that's kind of like the family sort of stuff. But me personally, I committed about 3 months ago to meditating every single day, and just getting into the habit of that has been absolutely amazing. And I think I've missed maybe 5 days in the last 90 days or so. I've also been training for my first half marathon, which is coming up here in a couple of 1.5 weeks. It's on my birthday, which is September 13th. And then the not so great stuff with me is in the last 6 months, since December last year, I have suffered significant hearing loss in my right ear. And when I say suffered, I'm not like suffering, but sometimes I literally can't hear. Now, interestingly, for the woo-woo people in the house, what's actually happened is I've lost my hearing in my right ear in the decibels that are like the male tones. So I can't hear men, or the lower tones, the lower decibels in my right ear at the moment. And that's been causing some issues, well, some hearing issues for sure. But I guess, there was a little bit of concern, but I have absolute faith I'll get my hearing back. I believe in my ability to heal. And I'm super open and spiritual in this regard, and I don't fear anything at all. So I'm not worried. I've had the MRI. I'm not worried about oh my gosh, I'll never get my hearing back and all that. No. I know that I'm going through an upgrade or a transformation at the moment, and it is absolutely fine. And actually tuning into frequencies that are different frequencies from before, so I can actually hear higher pitched things than lower pitched things, and that's okay. It is what it is. That's part of the journey at the moment. Man, I feel like I'm kind of giving my life story right now, but fuck it. I just it's time to, I think what last week taught me is that people are not being really real about the truth of what's going on in their life, and they're not being honest about the hard stuff. A lot of what I'm talking about is hard stuff. I haven't even told you about the good, I've told you about some good stuff, but I think people just show the yeah, look at me in front of the Lamborghini. That's a crass example, but I think you know what I mean. And a lot of my life is absolutely amazing, but I'm some of the stuff sucks. Some of the stuff is hard. Some of the stuff is grueling. Some of the stuff is just, I feel like I'm beating my head up against a brick wall sometimes with some of the stuff. But by the same token, I've also developed a new way to associate and deal with growth. I just know that growth is sometimes going to feel uncomfortable, and I don't get so down in the dumps and so grumpy as I did in the past when I'm going through a growth curve. I just know I'm going through a growth curve. I know I'm growing. Therefore, things are going to feel a little bit different. I was going to say a little bit off, but things will feel off because they are quite literally different from the way they were. So it's going to feel off base. And it's part of it. So for example, I've had left shoulder pain for the last, I don't know, maybe a year for now. And I've been going through for the last year a massive simplification of how I play the game of life. And, I have carried for a great many years the hopes and dreams of so many other people. I have held too much responsibility. I've taken on too much responsibility, full ownership. It was all my fault. All right. The shoulder pain that I have is my fault because I've literally taken on too much at times, and I've held too much of other people's responsibility. And it's been a year or so of putting the responsibility back where it is, where it needs to go back to. I've given, for example, in some regards, I've taken too much responsibility for my wife's healing, which has basically meant that I'm robbing her of the gift of doing her own transformational work and doing her hard work because it was easy. It became easy for me. Right. But it's well, I'll do it. I'll do it. And I'll do it. And I'm not playing the martyr game anymore. By the way, that is one of the things that I quit. I quit taking on responsibility for other people's stuff. Everyone around me, clients, my wife, my kids, the dogs, I'll take responsibility for the dogs because, they're my amazing dogs. But that's one of the things that I definitely quit because my body told me that it's time to give up holding so much. And I know that there's the whole, there's the Atlas thing. And I think Russell Brunson has a group called Atlas. And it's holding the weight of the world on your shoulders. I'm you don't have to. And I'm not saying that Russell's wrong or, the picture's wrong or Atlas is wrong. But you don't have to feel that way. And I didn't want to feel like I had the weight of the world on my shoulders because it was literally hurting me. So I've gone through a period where I've been healing from that and reassessing myself and changing my mindset, changing my belief system, changing how I show up, changing who I show up as, changing what I believe is possible, changing who I show up around, changing who I allow in my world, all of this sort of stuff. Because, you have to assess the situation. And get rid of the things in your life that are no longer for you, or that are holding you back, or that are toxic to your spirit having its massive soul expression. That sounds very woo, by the way. Let's say it in a slightly more like pragmatic, practical way. You got to get rid of the stuff that's holding you back from getting the results you want in life. Right? Hopefully those of you that are like, whoa, that was woo, Liz. Hopefully you now enjoyed that other version. So a couple of other things here. I've been spending some great time in my life really looking into investments and looking in restructuring our wealth and what we're doing and how we are positioned for what looks like going to be sort of a change from an economic standpoint around the world. And I know you might like, holy crap, Liz, I thought you were the happy-go-lucky KAPOW queen. Like, you're talking about investments and global economy stuff. Yes, because I'm fiduciarily responsible. I might not be able to say the word, but I am fiduciarily responsible. The irony is I stumbled twice there. And that's actually a change that I made. Like, I quit being such a... I was about to say I quit being such a pussy, but that's not a nice thing to say. It's kind of a little bit demeaning towards females in a lot of regards, and cats, I would say. But I kind of want to, like, I became a person at the beginning of this year and I vowed and declared that I wanted to take responsibility for all of my finances and like not just be so scared about things that I just didn't want to see in the past. The story in the past that I was telling myself is like, I don't want to see it. I'm too busy. And like, as long as it's like mostly fine, I'm fine. Just work it out. And like, for those of you watching the video right now, you'd be like, what? Like, I literally was like, no. And at the beginning of this year, I just went, I actually need to rip the scab off this massively. So I knew my finances. I knew where I was at. I knew that I was still like massively like awesome and from a financial standpoint as compared to like how I was and all that sort of stuff. But I wasn't being as responsible as I needed to be. And now I know month in, month out, like in my house and in my business, what's the flow of cash in my life. And that has just changed things massively. And it allowed me to make different decisions when it comes to refinancing things and changing things around and like using debt in a really cool way. And I just feel like I kind of grew up, which is amazing, and I love it, and it's really cool. So there's that too. So that's kind of me. That's where I've been focusing and what I'm doing. And then in terms of KAPOW and where I'm going, like, I hired 2 coaches around, I guess 2 months ago, maybe 2.5 months ago. And one of them is to assist me in creating a low ticket offer that is designed to bring in more customers and allow people to come into the KAPOW world and get to know me and get to learn from me at low cost and low risk and all that sort of stuff. And I'm really excited because I've created some massively high value, genuinely high value products that I'm going to be selling for like $5 and $17 and $19, and really excited about that. So I've got low ticket offers coming out to the market. I've got my book fully done and complete now, which is amazing. And I'm also, I also hired another coach to assist me in bringing people into the more luxury version of how I assist people. So I'm really excited about that as well. And what that means is that Liz Benny started running Facebook ads again. Woohoo! And a lot of people who are probably listening and watching this right now probably know me from Facebook ads. And like a lot of the people who know me in this world, like in the online world, have seen a Facebook ad, have opted into a webinar and have like, or they've seen me up on stage in some way, shape or form. But it was, a lot of the time, it was after Facebook ads, you know, being like flashing in front of their face. And so I'm really excited to be running ads again. It's working. It's just really cool. So I'm super duper duper excited about that. And the 2 main things, like I quit things that I didn't want to do anymore. I quit products that weren't for me anymore. I quit KAPOW course. I quit Social Monkey Business. Like I let all these domain names go. I'm really excited about letting those domain names go. And it's just so freaking exciting. Now, for those of you that are watching me right now, I'm actually literally going to blow my nose. I have a tiny touch of a cold right now. I went very, very, very hard last week in terms of like, you know, like laying all the cards on the table, and probably set my my balance slightly off. And with that said, I have the MTHFR gene mutation, which means that I don't process toxicity in my body quite the same as everyone else. And what that means is that when I push the limits a little bit, sometimes I just have a touch of illness that I need to kind of eradicate from my body, and that's what's happening at the moment. And that's fine. It is what it is. So I've got two main products that I'm releasing into the world that not even releasing. They are both tried and true and proven, and it's amazing. So I decided this is some of the things that I quit. I quit working with C-level clients and B-level clients, and I'm only working with A-level clients right now, people who are 100% committed to changing their life, 100% committed to growth in their business, in their life, 100% committed to really having life feel the way that they want it to feel. And who are committed to taking massive action to become the person who they need to become to get the results that they say that they want. And that's basically the big work that I do, is help people shift their identity and become the leader of their life, so that their business looks the way that they want it to, so that their life looks the way that they want it to, so that they're going on month-long trips with their children around Europe, which one of my multi-seven-figure clients has just done. So quitting working with B-paying clients, or not B-paying, it's not even about how much people can pay. I'm only working with A-players, A-playing clients. So I have quit. I certainly don't do any more pro bono coaching. Like those days, those ships have absolutely sailed. They've been burnt. They're at the bottom of the ocean, well and truly. And then it's just amazing, and it's beautiful to be able to serve people who are higher caliber, because I'm able to impact their life, their business so much more because they're in it, and they're in it to win it, which is amazing. I'm really excited about that. So KAPOW Future Now, which is it's kind of like my introductory offer into the KAPOW world. I mean, the results in that program are just astronomical in terms of how fast it is to shift and change someone's belief in themselves, someone's reality, someone's finances, someone's future, because it's literally helping the person become their future self now, make decisions from that standpoint, and then just remaining in that beautiful rhythm of that. And that's amazing. Like, it's really cool. And what this means in terms of KAPOW is, like, I've stopped playing so small in terms of the value that I bring into the world. And I'm really excited about that. And like, it's not about like putting prices up necessarily. It's just waking up to the fact that when I work with people, their life changes. And I've kind of massively how can you say kind of massively? That's oxymoronic, right? That's the word. So I'm going to say that again. I've woken up to the fact that KAPOW changes lives. And KAPOW is actually, to speak of KAPOW isn't even mine. KAPOW is it's an ideology, it's an energy, it's a belief system, it's a way of living. And, you know, when I had the good fortune a great many years ago of working out because I just started saying KAPOW. I had no idea necessarily what KAPOW even meant. And then someone asked me one day, what does KAPOW even mean? And I'm like, well, shivers, I kind of need to work out what it is. And I don't know if you know the story or not, but one of the things that I chose to do was literally stand in front of a whiteboard, holding a whiteboard marker, not a permanent marker. That would have been funny though, because KAPOW is actually quite permanent. And I wrote KAPOW down the right hand side, vertically, and then I just closed my eyes and I went, "What is K?" And I heard connection. I was like, "Well, I know I'm dyslexic, but that's not how you spell connection." But it was about breaking societal rules that hold us back. So that was the first one, and then next one, alignment. Next one, purpose. Next one, ownership. Next one, wealth. And like, being able to help people define what wealth is for them, and then showing them to use like the KAPOW pathway. And again, KAPOW is this energy. It came through me. It's not even mine. And like, it's just beautiful to be able to use this framework to change people's lives. And it's what KAPOW Future Now is all about too. Like, we work out what wealth is for them, and it's amazing. So I'm so excited about life right now. Has everything gone right? No. We are still in the process of landscaping our property here. And the first guy that built a fence for us, by the way, for those of you that are like, wait a minute, Liz, we just went from talking about KAPOW to your fence. Hi, welcome to ADHD. Welcome to the fact that I go from, one topic to the other, and I'm well aware of what just happened. Hopefully you're on the journey with me and enjoying it. But I guess the point here is that, people can misconstrue my energy and think that I'm an inch deep and a mile wide. And like, I really want people to understand and know that my level of success has come through being able to go deep in the areas that matter. And I've had the good fortune of being able to go deep in love, deep in finances, deep in health, even though I have a touch of a cold right now. Like, my health for the most part is damn sticky. Like, it's really good. Yeah, but like, has it all been easy? No. We put a perimeter fence around our house, and then with the guy that was nearly finished building that perimeter fence, literally like abused Christy outside when we were like, hey, we need a couple of changes made to the fence because it's not up to standard. And with that said, like, we've had to stand up to a lot of people of late and say, that's not okay. That's not okay. And we gave this guy grace literally after abusing Christy. We let the dust settle for a couple of weeks, and we're like, this is actually going to cost us a lot of money to fix the fence that this guy didn't build properly. And a couple of weeks later, we actually ended up asking the guy for a refund, and he kind of pushed back just a little, and then he was like, actually, no. And anyway, he also, by the way, Roundup, if you know what Roundup is, it's poison. He used poison in our lawn to create the picture of a penis in our lawn. So that was fun. That's also happened. Man, if you feel like you're on the journey of Liz Benny's life right now, welcome to Liz Benny's life, where we thrive in business, we thrive in finance, we thrive in joy, we thrive through all of these times. I mean, and this is life. And with that said, I kind of want to like wrap up right now and go, I really feel like right now I have the choice between getting my business back to where I know that it can be from a financial standpoint, because I've been going slower in business. I've been focusing on investments. When I say slower, I mean like I haven't had the accelerator down in terms of grow. Also, I've been serving clients to a really high degree to make sure that when I bring the next clients in, results are, well, nothing in life is necessarily guaranteed, but they follow the framework, they'll get results, massive results. And I've been really okay with working with less people and getting results and doing the deep work with clients so that every single person that comes in the future gets the opportunity to yield the same transformation because of the time that I've spent in the in this process here. So it's been amazing. That's incredible. And I have the ability to grow my business to like old revenue highs, or like beyond, like a little bit beyond my old revenue highs, or I can go to where I know and what's possible. And I do know that it's possible here for KAPOW to turn into $100 million company. And that's just for me to choose. If I want to, like, I've already seen the vision of it. It's possible. I could do it. Whether I want to or not is an entirely different story. It'll be fun. It'll be incredible either way. And it's just up to like how much of my life force energy I want to expend to create that, and also what version of me I want to create to step into. So that's really exciting. I already, like, I've had such massive opportunity to step into bigger versions of myself lately. And it's been such a gift. So I'm really excited. That's kind of the life update. The other things that I quit is I quit playing small, as you can see. I quit playing a version of myself who I guess was a child showing up in my business. And I've put that child to rest many times, and like whatever versions of the child that showed up, like many times. But right now I feel the most grounded I've ever felt. I feel the most certain I've ever felt. I feel the most clear. And it's really interesting because I don't necessarily have all the steps that I've felt like I've needed. Like tomorrow I'll wake up and I know relatively where I'm going, but I'm acting with so much more trust than I ever have in my life as well. And with that, like, it's absolutely beautiful and blissful and amazing. So with that said, that's the life update. That's Liz Benny, the Queen of KAPOW, the things that I'm quitting, or the things that I quit. I've quit being perfect. I've quit giving so much of a shit about what people think. And I kind of gave that up a great period of time ago, but I really do mean it. Like, I don't care. Like, I used to worry about the fact that I hadn't posted on, Facebook for a good period of time. But to be honest with you, after Christy's concussion, I just didn't want to. I didn't feel like posting on social media to stay relevant. I couldn't give a shit whether I was relevant or not, because what I wanted to focus on was my clients, my wife, my kid, my dog, like the things that genuinely mattered. And by the way, that wasn't the sequence of like what's most important, in case you were like, hey, my God, let's see client before wife. If you don't need to read into that, okay? Anyway. Life is amazing. Life is incredible. That is the update from Lesbian the Queen of KAPOW with a couple of pimples on her face. Yes, I am probably perimenopausal, and that is another thing that is fun. Had lots of blood tests lately too. So life be lifing. Wife be wifing, KAPOW be KAPOWing, and that is me. Over and out. Life is good. Life is incredible. Life is amazing. I hope yours is as well. Hit me up if you need me. You know where I am, lesbiany.com. Go grab my free book over there. When I say free book, I'm saying that I'm actually currently giving my book away for free. It will be sold, and people wouldn't have to buy it in the future. It's yours for free if you want it. I love you. You're incredible. You're amazing. Bye.